Let's try to be a little closer to the right side. I'm gonna wait for everyone's, then do a little explanation for our group and also for him to let him know what actually we can plan on the way. We're gonna be walking through those four right here. He is gonna be starting with bridge number 5. We're gonna be starting with number 6. The only difference is we're gonna be together until here. In this exact place, we're gonna separate them. Some of you are gonna go with the number 5. Some of us are going to number 6. Them, we have to walk like we're starting with number 6. I know there is no path right here, but no worries. We don't have to fly. We actually there is a path, but it's closed by the gate. So the only thing we need to do is just open the gate. No problem at all. So you are gonna pass from bridge number 6, bridge number 4, bridge number 3, and at last bridge number 5. En caso suyo, pues sería al revés. Empiezas por 5, subes acá al 3, vas al 4 y de acá es nada más pasar por el portoncito para el 6. O si subes al 5 es lo mismo, puedes volver por cualquiera de los dos. Y nada más para que tengan en cuenta, mano, por acá hay una lateralis debajo del puente, en un inga, para que le tenga ahí un ojo, tal vez la encuentren. En puente 4 y por acá, por esta zona del puente 3, habían paliatas en la mañana. Entonces, como para que lo tengan en cuenta que tal vez están por ahí, no puedo asegurar que todavía estén.
Sí, no hay problema.
Entonces, derecho del 5 para arriba para el 3 y entrando al 3. Si sube, pasa directo, entonces entrando al puente. Eso es todo lo que tiene que saber aquí.
Genial.
Ya después del 4, que probablemente ya los vamos a ver topado, nada más hacia abajo, hacia el puente, hacia el puerto. All right. Any questions? Something you'd like to know? Nope. So let's start it. If you have any question, any something that you like to know on the way, just let me know. I'm pretty. I can help you a lot with questions. I cannot promise I know everything. Yeah. And he's good. Now he is up there. Easy to recognize sexual dimorphism, which is the difference between male and female. So we can actually realize pretty easily the difference. Purple-throated mountain yam. Purple-throated mountain yam. Purple-throated mountain yam. In this case, male. Female has sexual dimorphism, so it's pretty easy to actually realize which is male and which is female. Pretty beautiful. Está la candelita. Oh, yep. There is the slate-throated red sword. Close from here. Standing up there. It's like just staying like the tarantula. They use it as an incubator. They lay the eggs inside and they use it to eat actually those insects. The tarantula to actually make them to be or to survive. Let me show you on a small view of one of those carrying a tarantula. This is the tarantula, the orange knee tarantula. Maybe if we're lucky, we're gonna see it later. And this is the wasp.
Wow.
Yeah, it has those yellow antennas, right?
Yeah.
Those really bright yellow antennas. Yeah, actually that's pretty common from this one. And the orange wings is also another sign. They can have like, but those yellow antennas are pretty common from this family. Now, once again, it's considered the second or third most painful sting in Costa Rica, so it's better to don't mess with them. But they attack mostly at night. What I mean at night is because they hate light. When you put the light on top of them, they will attack you right at the moment. So, yeah.
Okay.
If you come on a night tour or an activity like that here in Monteverde, make sure to always, if you see one of those, turn off lights. Then move away, then you can turn it again. Just in case. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we never know.
Just that good to know.
Yeah.
Vamos para adelante. No, vean de...
Really probably used with but actually this one is from here. So no problem. Little explanation, pretty quick. First, welcome to the cloud forest. This forest where we are is still part from the cloud forest. Exactly, or the difference between those forests is because we are located at continental divide. We receive affectation, Pacific and also Caribbean. This area where we are rains about an 80-90% of the year. Can be a little different, but for the usual, that's the most common kind of, or the most common amount of rain. For the usual, for year, that's gonna be between 3 to even 6 liters of rain on year. So it's actually a pretty good amount. Something I want you to pay attention around to see the differences is to take a look on how tall are the trees, milk farm. So they don't cut all the trees. They need some shadow. So you're gonna see bigger trees, but mostly of them, this size, this tall, is about 30 years old. In this area of Monteverde, the weather is unpredictable. We never know how this is gonna change at the time. Mostly because this area right here rains too much. Actually being sunny, like was early morning, was rare. That's even more rare than actually seeing like this. Also, because we are right on the middle of the continental divide, so we receive wind coming from Pacific, wind coming from Caribbean, hits in the middle, condensate, create the clouds. That's the reason why all the time it's cloudy. So, ficus trees, it's something we can see all around the world. A sign from those, it's seeing them hugging the tree like that, and the roots getting as close as possible from the other tree. That's a clear sign from a ficus tree. The normal trees doesn't do that, but ficus, they want to steal nutrients from the ground. They don't steal anything from the actual tree. It's not considered as a parasite, even if they kill the tree. That's an interesting fact. Yeah. The reason, once again, is because they steal nutrients from the ground, directly from the ground, and hugging, it's avoiding them to grow anymore. So if the tree doesn't grow, if the tree doesn't get enough nutrients, it will die. but not directly by the tree, but actually it is doing it. So it is right there in the middle. It's not considered as a parasite, but yeah, I will say it's really looking like a parasite. Well, let's see the different examples. This is exactly like the ficus trees. More chance to see those around the world, but something which is not unusual is the next example. We're gonna see it in a moment. Just walking, like about 10-20 meters. We get this. Now you can see this one is not actually hugging the tree. So what is this? Basically a tree living on top of another tree. But this is not from the family from the ficus trees. This is a normal tree, different family. So what happens here? Same process, they start living from the top, sending the roots all the way down to get the nutrients, but at some point it's not, well, at some point this one is not killing the tree at all. If this tree dies, so what is going to happen with this? It will die too. So this tree doesn't want to kill this one. That's the reason why sometimes they try to don't put the roots as close as possible. So he was trying to separate a little bit, but it's not always possible. So you can see a better example right there, how they try to get separated, or those examples back there. There is more. So the roots just wants to get down to get nutrients. That's all what they care. They don't want to actually kill the tree. But if they do it, they will die. It's easier because they don't need to actually grow the whole trunk up there. But probably they're not gonna leave like a tree growing. So it's easier, but not the best. That's actually something more rare from this area. By the way, just in case, if you're wondering, this one actually can hold the weight of a human without a problem. So here in Costa Rica, we don't use vines, we use roots to hang on. Yeah. So, or Tarzan, yeah, actually has to use roots. Not vines. Sapote. Have you seen sapote? This is called, here in Costa Rica, sapote, but in other places are also called chico, or the combination, chico sapote. This fruit, it's, well, has a really sticky sap. This fruit is actually edible for humans. As you can see, this is completely green. This is not ripe, not edible for humans. But this is edible for some animals. Some rodents are the ones actually eating that. For the usual, the animals prefer to eat it ripe. The reason it is because when you eat it, when this is not ripe at all, has toxins. Talking specifically, the kind of toxins, it's laxative. So we'll send you to the bathroom right on the moment. I don't recommend it. So this fruit, just to let you know, is one of the sweetest fruit I actually have tasted. It's too sweet. Even sweeter than mango, to give you an idea. It's from a different family. It's coming from a Sapotaceae family, called sapote, Sapotaceae. Pretty easy to remember. And has a really big seed. It's really similar to an avocado. The only difference, this is the seed by the way, but from one completely ripe. It's really looking like an avocado, but the taste, the color inside is going to be something like this, like brown. And yeah, it's too sweet. For some people, for someone who likes sweetness, probably it's gonna be a really big choice. Just make sure, sell it in supermarkets, make sure to eat it when they are ripe, just in case.
But if that won't, if it's ripe, it won't send you to the bathroom?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's completely fine. Just when they are not ripe. When they are not ripe. So it's a pretty interesting one. By the way, the sap was used really long time ago. Some bubble gum. It's really chewy. But I'm not gonna let you touch because it's really, really sticky. So it's not a good thing. And let me see, I was gonna say something, but I lost it. So let me get another one. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna show you a pretty interesting fact, which happens here in Monteverde. Once again, as I told you, rains a lot. Rains too much. So, all the trees have something pretty interesting. Even if they are hollow or not, all the trees are gonna sound hollow. Do you know why? Nope.
The water?
There is so many water inside of those. So much.
Right.
More than we are actually expecting.
Wow.
So from a small piece, I can get that amount of water. So basically, because you know, the way to know actually if a watermelon is ready or not, right? It's heating, so you're gonna have a hollow. You're gonna sound like empty. Well, actually, this happens right here. It's that full of water that actually sounds empty. That's exactly the same one. If someone wants to try, completely fine.
Come on, Jenny.
Apriétalo.
Find some algae.
She'll
Nada más lo
squeeze
aprietas.
anything. Holy cow.
Wow. More people?
I'll try.
I think
Is there,
doesn't have too much
you
water
did pretty
now,
good
but
there. Oh gosh, there's still some in there. You're right.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
whole full of water actually are those. Esto que está acá tiene más agua.
Ah, mais sour.
So this one right here, this is made by a spittleback. Basically, this is a protection. There is inside of this, there is gonna be a small larva feeding from the sap of this tree. So they create this, and actually that has a really bad taste.
So you have tasted it.
No. But I actually, my coworkers told me to try. No, I didn't. Actually, yeah.
Take your word for it.
I don't want to do that, being honest. So,
Spittleback.
yeah, it's this one right here. I don't really want to touch that, but I really trust him. So, we should. We should trust him. I don't really want to actually taste that. But basically, it's a protection. The larva creates them. The insect creates them as a protection for themselves, as a protection for the larva. So for both of them. Ah, the mushrooms. About mushrooms, I cannot give you too much information, being honest.
Don't eat them.
No. Here in Costa Rica, actually, we don't get. Oh, look at there. In a small body. Common also to see it in restaurants or in places like that, trying to steal food. Yeah, it's pretty common, and they don't have much fear of humans. Let's go to the bridge. Go ahead, all the bridge for you. that was a really big storm. Something
You're okay.
which has implications for there was an affectation for almost 2 weeks. Here in this area, we don't have too much influence or things like that. Because first, wind? Actually, not the wind.
Oh.
Fallen trees.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes
But yeah, this is actually made it by the wind and because of the amount of rain. So it's a combination of everything. I'm not gonna say the only thing it was rain because it's not true. The wind also helps. And the slides of the rain and everything. By the way, these leaves, when you see these folds here, don't think that's made it by an insect or something. That's actually made it by the drop of water. Yep. Those colors right there. It's actually made it because this kind of leaves are pretty soft.
interesting.
So when a drop of water falls, it breaks it. So that's the reason why those right here are actually created. Some kind of leaves, like this one right here, yeah, this is probably made it by an insect.
Insect, okay.
But this one right here, it's actually caused by the drops, or maybe like in small leaves, or maybe this is small. This depends on the kind of the species of the plant. Oh, look at right here. You know what is this?
That's a flower,
It is a flower. This
It's
right
an
here, which I have
orchid.
on my hand, it's a micro-orchid.
Oh, wow.
This is coming from the family of lepanthes. Lepanthes is the family with the smallest humans because they need the blood for babies and everything, reproduction. Males don't actually need it. Claro que sí, venga. Aquí adelante, porque yo no puedo ir. Wants to
Gracias. No worries. It's completely fine. I know.
I've done a lot of leaves and flowers.
Yeah, no, I put them on, I store them on the computer. And then I leave them off the computer.
This was probably part
Yeah,
of a
it's been
bromelia.
hard to be able
So
to
the bromelia leaves are right here. You can see right here, this is the trunk from the bromelia.
I'm gonna try that again.
I break it. It's like it is in decomposition, so it's not problem at all. But this is the part, the trunk of the bromelia. Yeah, I know. It looks really similar.
I tried that, but it's been a while since I did that.
They probably one of my coworkers put it a little higher. There is apple does. Sorry. Well, but the orchid doesn't have flowers.
That's actually well up there. Oh, yeah. There's lots of company photos.
A pretty interesting fact. All the trees, the ground, even leaves, has moss. Everything has moss around this area. Because it rains a lot, and this is a really pure area. Moss actually, it's a bioindicator. which tells you actually this area is really pure. With pollution, this actually the most doesn't survive. So we can actually breathe really comfortable. This area is really pure. Also, lichens, exactly, lichens too. Also, this right here, the monkey-tailed tree fern. It's actually pretty interesting. An ancient plant has been in earth and still this family about 415 million years in the past. I lost the word. So actually, it's an ancient plant, has been really long time in here and is still in here. This one has the bright leaves, and actually the new ones are starting growing. So that you're seeing on the top are the new leaves. And the reason why this is called the monkey tail, because they are starting growing like the tail from a monkey.
Is that
as tall as it'll get?
No, they will grow. Actually, depends on how big they can get. They grow only 2 inches a year. So with this size, probably this is maybe 10 years old, maybe 15 is the maximum. I think this is pretty new, but depends on them. I know one in this area with about what could be 200 years old. So probably they can reach really old.
I
they
didn't
can
mean
survive.
old. I meant how tall.
How tall?
Oh, depends on.
Depends on how old they can get.
Oh, so it's not a matter.
Exactly.
It's not a matter of light.
No,
They just keep going up.
they can go as much as they can.
The fern down. That's
that tree, is that the monkey?
The monkey-tailed fern.
Okay, that's
There is another one right there. This is the same one. And there is more of those. So actually those are pretty interesting. And the way that it has been on Earth for so many times, the body is totally covered by this fern. So if you touch them, yes, you actually will get hurt.
Oh,
If you take a look actually carefully, you can actually see it.
so is it a tree or a fern?
It's a fern,
Oh, okay.
but it's arborescent fern. That's why we call it the tree fern.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pretty interesting species.
How many tree ferns do you have here?
In this area, I only know this one, but I don't know if there is more than that. If I'm not bad, tree ferns, this
Where?
one.
See?
Yeah. Maybe there could be more in the world, but I don't know about it.
No,
Yeah.
New Zealand only has 2.
Yeah,
See?
exactly.
Yes.
I only know this one here.
Bonita.
Muy bonito.
Gracias. Bonito.
This is Moscow.
Oh, look at these blueberries.
Oh, that's nice.
No, this one I don't know. I don't know the name of this one.
You can put it in iNaturalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put it today at iNaturalist.
Ya me lo habían dicho. Sí, ya ya me lo habían dicho. Pero el problema es que son muchos nombres.
Sí, yo sé.
Sí, para serte sincero, no me acuerdo. Being honest, yeah, I don't remember this. I know I already got the name before, so I know I had write that at home, but I don't remember now. So I need to. Yeah, I'm human. I'm human. I forget things. You don't forget.
I'll just keep it right there.
We forget what we do. Tarantula, but it's not on the presentation. I only see the knees, so. If you like, you can try to see the small one. The small one. Not the ones on the left, the ones on the right.
Yeah, that big hole.
Yeah.
No, the little one.
No,
Are there any or you just Yeah, that's what I was looking. You did see them?
If you take a little lower and get looks inside, you're gonna be seeing the knees. But I think we can find another one better on the way. No. Right there is just a pot of water. Because it rains a lot. So sometimes that's what's for the hole. And this is the data I told you. We didn't have to flag. Right, this is has the no entry sign.
It's not over. There's another.
And now we are on a good one. well with many people on the bridge. Actually, those bridges are built to actually hold a lot more weight. So I just wants to be on the middle because like that actually I can see and I can hear everyone. If someone say something or
Oh, look at zip line going up there.
This is a good photo. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
Nice photo.
Photo.
Awesome.
81,794
Oh.
on this one.
Come on.
So from the laser, a couple centimeters in the direction of
Okay.
it's not a rule. She has to be there always.
see,
But
just
she has to be in
straight
a couple
down on that ledge,
down
that
from me.
green thing with like bands around it.
It looks like a branch more than a
Oh
snake.
yeah. That's a snake.
Oh, straight down.
These bridges, this is a really hard work. Talking specifically, it's not possible to use something big to actually put, carry them. So they put it with a kind of crossbow. They send a small line. With that, they will send another bigger line, bigger line, bigger line. They will put those lines.
How long ago did they do this?
They started 27 years ago with wooden planks and ropes.
Oh, okay.
So about, I will say, I don't have the exactly time, but the biggest bridge is not more than 15 years old.
Oh wow.
So this one could be like maybe as a maximum, like 15, like 18 years old.
Pretty crazy. Cool.
Did you see the snake head? Do you
Saw
want
it?
to see the snake? Do you want to see the snake? See straight down. Comes
Straight
this
down from
inside
here.
This cable, there's a little
Yeah.
circle.
It's like almost about under the bridge.
Yellow stripes.
Yeah. And
The snake.
the snake. Yeah. Do you see this branch right here going down? Right there, on this white area, there is some branches going right here, like under the bridge. And in those branches, there is actually a snake.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
All right.
Well, I worked it fine.
Okay.
They always cook. So make sure.
See the black blob up there?
Yeah.
That's a monkey.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Remove
Chilling.
the shrubs. Depends on the size of the shrubs. They'll be marking marks.
Oh.
Probably because it's written on it.
There was a couple babies also when I saw it earlier. Sleeping, pretty comfortable. Sun,
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know.
Probably worked up an appetite with nipping an ass.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Come in there. Yeah.
Did you see him?
No, someone just
Oh, yeah. Right
be looking all the way around.
yeah, you need to get a little farther, like getting a little farther and look back.
Still the lady with the pink rain jacket. Who's what, sorry? It's supposed to be like a pink rain jacket.
Linda del medio, pero abajo, debajo del puente.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah.
I have to go resign.
That big deal just for one.
That's how big it is.
The orange knee tarantula, this one right here, Will. She has been living in the same hole for about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So she actually lives, could be 10, 20 years. And they can spend the whole life in the same hole without any problem. So that means about 20 years on the same hole.
Good time to move on for me.
Yeah, they have really hairy.
Ready to get in?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Since you're done.
We got monkey, we got a tarantula, a couple, well, a hummingbird. So we have
What was the wasp?
the tarantula hawk wasp. It's the ones actually attacking these tarantulas.
What was the name?
It's an incubator for the tarantula.
Jason, what was the name?
Sorry?
The tarantula?
The tarantula is the orange knee tarantula. As the color, as the name says, it's because they have the actually orange knees. The ones I show you in the video earlier, it's the same orange. We have, let me see. I know 2 species of the tarantulas here in Monteverde. That was one of those. Now, just as a question, do you know about the ginger torch? Ginger torch? Have you heard about the plant? Ginger torch is actually a pretty interesting plant. Was used mostly for indigenous for a really long time ago. This is not only in Monteverde, this is all around the Costa Rica and more places. But this plant has something special. Mostly, the most special they have, ginger related. You can actually get this plant and get the roots, and the roots can be helped to use as a like same type ginger for problems of stomach.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Second use, right now this one doesn't have the red part, but it is right here.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, those are like the restaurant. Or no,
Yeah, probably.
the garden. The garden.
See
It's
those
probably.
somewhere. Yeah, I did
There's a
see
bunch
that.
of them.
This has flowers. The flowers are yellow, and the yellow flowers are edible.
Oh, really?
Yep. We can you can take it as a kind of a snack. It's sweet, as close as it gets from the red part. Farther, it's gonna get a kind of a sour.
So this
That's why. Yep. Yep. It's actually the
the
same.
conservatory, that was at the...
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And the way to know if that for sure is the third use that people has really long time ago is the leaf. You touch on the leaf, you're gonna know if that was or not. So I will tell you, if you like, it's not you have to do it, but if you like, you can try to touch one of those leaves. Probably it's gonna be something a little bit surprising. Just be careful right here. But go ahead, it's completely safe. Just be careful right there.
What's it feel like?
Lotion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is called baby bottles.
You can see exactly why. It looks like a baby bottle.
It is the toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
It was for indigenous the toilet paper, really long time ago.
Very smart.
Now we call it emergency toilet paper. Just emergency. I don't think we really need it, but well, maybe for an emergency in the forest, it could be worth it. It's just an interesting plant.
Should have all had rum.
There is another use, actually, but I cannot. There is not a proof of this use. So I cannot tell you it works, but Costa Ricans are still using it. There are some people who actually get the stump and boil it with water, so they get a kind of tea with that. That tea, they say, actually works really well,
To the left.
for blood pressure. I cannot tell you that works. It could be just your brain telling you.
Yeah.
So that's like
Placebo.
if your mom, your grandma,
You're right.
and all the family tells you that's gonna work, maybe your brain can make it work.
Yes.
Or actually it has something. It's related with ginger, so it's possible.
See?
But actually, it's actually bad. Really, for some really old people, that actually was something they used. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. There we are. Mi hermano. Aquí adelantito. Aquí adelantito en el otro puente hay un paliata y está la lora que le decía.
Está en una inga.
Está con inga como debajo del puente. Se ve la única inga que está, digamos,
Mano
donde
derecha.
va. Ahorita estaría a mano derecha.
Mano derecha. Ah, creo que sé cuál inga es.
Sí, es
Yo
el que
la
está
vi-
siempre en el medio.
Sí, la que creo que la vi la otra vez.
No está arriba.
Good job.
They're going.
A fly swatter.
Yeah. What about that? I don't know. Campus crabs.
You have an idea how they are.
Well, maybe now they're gonna see the animals inside. I'm actually.
Photo capacity.
Yeah, I do this and I'm from this area, so I have a little bit more chance to actually see animals, and I know mostly where they are. But depends on the place. Maybe now we're gonna be seeing all the plants.
Yeah.
It works like that. Even we can start at the same time, and one person can be seeing a lot of animals, the other one no. It's being on the right place at the right time. Are mostly pollinated by some butterflies and the purple-throated mountain.
Rice.
Oh, there it goes. The purple-throated mountain female. Now is the female. So we saw the male standing. Now there is the female. That's so beautiful, right? I love them. I just love them.
Wow.
Oh, he's right here. Oh, he was right.
Now it's standing up here. Now it's cleaning the pig. Now, chicos, once again, I told you. I saw the monkeys earlier. This you're seeing right here is actually monkey poop. So be careful, and I recommend you don't touch much the sides of the bridge. Try to don't, before to touch, take a look. Because, yeah, monkeys actually poop a lot. And I don't want you to get exposed that. So just in case.
Hello.
We're gonna let them pass, then we're gonna be going to the bridge.
You seen any animals?
Monkey up
Actually,
ahead.
There's a monkey up
ahead.
Sleeping, but it's
Where?
Yeah.
next
Next bridge.
Next.
middle.
Cool.
Looking at the back.
Look for the line.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right.
Again.
There he goes.
That's something for Jenny.
Well, that's a good shot.
You're looking at the snake. You can see
Yeah,
actually many people
with the
standing
snake.
in the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if I can
good.
find it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I told them. I told
Oh,
them where she is. After all, animals are not to hide. Animals are to share. So I want as much people as possible to see them.
see.
So every guide I see, I told actually 2 or 3, all the 3 guides I meet, I tell them.
See that in Africa too.
Look, let me see it well. I think that's a common chlorospingus, but I need to see it correctly. Yeah, common chlorospingus.
That's how it springs around. The monkeys too.
Yeah.
From vine to vine.
So up here, the monkey, sorry, the monkey, I'm talking now monkey. The small birds we're seeing up there is the same common chlorospingus, or 4 eyes. We saw it earlier.
Right.
So it's exactly the same one. This one was looking on the moss, because they want to find insects or things actually living in the moss. Whatever they can get, it's gonna be food. Now, I want you to take a look up here. This is a tree which can have more than 2,000 plants living on top of this. Now I want you to take a look the differences between a normal epiphyte, the ones living on top of a tree, with the hemiepiphytes, or the trees living on top of another tree. So you can see actually the root going down, which this one haven't touched the bottom yet, but those back there already did. Those right there, that one right there, and there is 2 more growing right here. So in this tree, there could be maybe 5, maybe 6 trees living on top of this single tree. And those are the ones I actually can see it from here. I don't know how many of them are actually growing in the whole thing.
If the main tree itself is not throwing down roots.
Nope, he doesn't need it. He has already the roots on the ground. So it's another different species of tree. Could be the same species, could be different one. I can, yeah. Yep, there are a couple of them. You can see those going down. Those are roots. Differences between roots and vines. They are pretty similar. They want to go down, mostly of them, but actually vines, they want mostly not to just get the bottom. They want to spread around. So if you take a look right here, there is that vine right there, and there is another one going down. It's because they want to spread around the tree, but when there is not enough, they go down to actually get more. So vines has leaf. Roots doesn't have any leaf. They just want to go down. That's the easiest way to recognize them. Easy, pretty easy way to recognize them. Easy peasy.
The tree, what is the tree, the base tree?
The base tree, it is joss. It is called joss. Or some people call it broccoli tree because the way they grow.
Oh,
If you take a look, maybe I can show you that from the bridge number 5, but if you take a look at the leaves, they always try to spread. They try to never put the leaves under the other leaves because they are not gonna get capturing enough light if they do that. So they want to spread as much as possible, looking like a broccoli. That one behind is the same family. It's the same species. So if you want to see a better example, you can see that one on the back, or see this one from farther. So now you can see actually how they put the roots. Sorry, the roots. I mean, the branches trying to separate from the tree to get as much sunlight as possible. Once again, all the competition just for sunlight. They don't care about water because that will get there eventually. Those are the ones he was asking before. These, actually those right there, I don't see any flower. Oh yeah, there is one flower. And this one right here, the ones on the bottom, that actually has a small flower. It's looking with a little dark on the middle, and it's looking like a baby, like a bottle. Yeah. Those white ones you can see right there are actually fruits, which are not ripe. But those are actually, by the way, they're kind of pink color. It's a modified leaf to take attention from animals. Like that, the animals see it and takes attention, like there is something. There is a flower or something to take attention. Because the flower, it's white, so it doesn't take too much attention for juvenile animals. I'm hearing gray-breasted wood wren. I'm hearing...
What is this tree? The interesting
Cecropia.
leaves. Cecropia.
This is Cecropia's family, or trumpet tree in English.
Gracias.
So Cecropia tree is actually pretty interesting. Was used really long time ago. Well, probably which is the mainly we have in this area. They don't eat this. They can do it sometimes, but it's not the main source of food they have. So rarely time we can see it in trees of this species. Sometimes, but more like rare. This tree also, people use the new leaves to actually make a kind of tea, and they say that's good for the stomach. If you have problems with the stomach, they get a tea with that. But if you take too much, it becomes an laxative. So make sure to don't do much. Also, the fruits are edible. Gonna be looking like small bananas hanging down, and those are edible. And those red things you can see, that's why I have the name of the trumpet tree. Those are modified leaf to protect the new leaf. As you can see right here, the new leaf burned, and actually the thing isn't like drying because I already did the work. It's just a protection from a new leaf. It's nothing like a fruit or something. The fruit is gonna be looking like a small banana, and people say it tastes about like a banana. What is that? A monkey? Yeah, that's a monkey. Oh, yeah. Let me see. I think it's the same one, and this one has been alone for about like almost 15 days. Half a month has been alone.
Would he be a juvenile that got kicked out? Do the males get kicked out?
If that's the ones I think it is a female. So I think, yeah, they actually kick it out from the troop. Could be because they got a disease. Could be because has injured. I don't know the truth, so there is no way to actually know the truth. But well, I asked it, but she didn't want to tell me. Yeah, she didn't feel comfortable with us, so she didn't want to tell me. But yeah, actually, she has been a couple days right there, or could be a new different one, but could be a male. Males for the usual are more chance to see it alone than actually female.
I see the leaves moving. I don't see them.
Yeah, now I lost it for
right in
completely.
there, but you can't see it.
Yeah, now I lost it. I was seeing it, but I don't know now where it is. This could be maybe 60, maybe 40 years old. And now it's there.
He's moving around now.
It's moving more. Now you saw a bigger movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's hiding again.
There it is.
There it is.
Hello, Mr.
You see
Howler.
his hand?
See where it's moving? He's just moving. See it? The movement there?
Oh, yeah.
You can just see his black head.
He's watching us, right?
Another howler.
You idiots, get off that bridge.
Sometimes they come to the bridges. It's not really rare.
Oh, yeah.
A couple days ago, we had actually was a really dry day, so she came and just lay on the bridge because it's warmer than actually the tree. So they just lay on the bridge, and we was just walking here. I wasn't with people and anything. I just swimming with my coworkers, just for a couple bird watching. We was just seeing a couple birds, and she was just laying there, and I was like talking with her. She didn't want to ask me to tell me something. Yeah.
So did she move or just let you pass?
In the moment when I saw her, actually she started coming closer to me. So she was about a meter away from me. But actually those monkeys feels comfortable with the guides.
She's climbing.
I don't know the exactly reason why, but maybe they see it as walking every day. But they feel curious to humans, actually.
You see she's climbing? You see it moving there?
It's not with everyone, but they sometimes feel comfortable with humans. So when they do, like that one has about a meter away. I even has another one which didn't like to move. I already has to pass over a couple of them on the path. Well, let's keep it movement. We already see the house. It's almost 2:40, and it has to be back in the build at 3 p.m. So we have 20 minutes to be back.
Is it a slide?
Oh, no. I'm just looking because sometimes I see some birds moving down there. So I always like to take a look right here. For the usual, this is a place where the basically what is inside of this, it's like a rock, like sand, like cells works or things like that. They have telling me like they can get almost this double as what I get a month.
Really?
For the same month. So just imagine that. No, it's a really hard work. I have the license to work with this kind of jobs, and they almost get the double work. Mostly of them are actually from Nicaragua. They come to these areas to work in this kind of works which they don't like to do much. But yeah, once again, I don't know. I'm just talking about what I hear from some of those.
What is this?
So I don't know the truth. Macaya.
What's this?
Those small fruits are edible for the black-faced solitaire. Is the mostly one getting those fruits. It was. I don't remember the name.
I'll Google it. Google it, Mitch.
No, this has. I tried to remember the name of this. ¿Te acuerdas el nombre del quimiquito que tiene esto, el que hace el color?
¿El qué?
El químico, esta cosa que es.
No sé si son carotenoides.
Ajá, sí, exactamente.
Carotenoids.
So that color is actually made it by that. I always forget the name. I always forget the name. And as an interesting fact, I have heard like they use it, and when this starts dying, they actually get it back from the plant and reuse it for the next year. So they use those kind of chemicals, so
Really? Huh.
and they reuse it. They will turn black. So it is the plant actually rehabbing those back and use it for the next year. That's what I have here about this plant. Once again, it's something I have here. I don't have the exactly truth about it, but I'm pretty sure that someone tells me.
Yeah.
It is a guy with a long time working on this, so yeah, I'm pretty.
Good for us.
Was that a bug, did he say? Do you remember? It's a cocoon. I can't remember. He said something odd about these cells.
This is the only kind of native bamboo we have actually in the country. And if you take a look, actually this is not hollow like usual bamboo have to be, or used to be. This one is actually completely filled by fibers. The name of, or the Spanish name this had, it was I lost the word, cañuela. Cañuela because they are trying to relate it with sugarcane. But actually they did some worse with it, so they realized it's actually a bamboo. The only kind of native bamboo we have.
Oh, it's native.
It's native.
Isn't that what Armando was holding?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what he was holding?
I think so.
Up close and personal. Oh, there's one. What?
This is called Mocuna.
Mocuna.
Mocuna is a pretty interesting plant.
What is this?
So it's actually
Yeah, there's
plant
one there.
that contains sapote. If this is on the nature, yes, the animals are gonna take advantage of it. They get the seeds, they get the rotten stuff, which is the good, because the hard to sense. one, the ones with the one socket. That's an interesting fact.
Okay.
Never touch the pot.
I see. Don't come try to take those on the plane.
No. Interesting. And those are in that brown thing?
And that hair actually gets inside of your skin and breaks. So stays inside, keeps inside of the body. So it's actually really painful. Porcupines, they can actually break it without any problem. But agoutis need to wait until that actually falls. The seed can fall from those. Sometimes you can see those, sometimes it has a small hole. This is the seed falls. Or sometimes porcupines just break it and throw maybe one of those seeds so the adult can those. Over here, those are the flowers. And the fruit is the ones having the really big amount of dopamine. As an interesting fact, it's too strong for humans. So right now there was studies working with this, but they didn't actually get the. Well, it's still today in studies, but the thing I hear it, they wasn't using it because they think it is too strong, so can create addiction. So it's not used right now.
Que eso tiene dopamina en la semilla.
Contiene dopamina. La semilla tiene una cantidad muy poquita, muy poquita. Lo que más tiene es la fruta. Y la fruta
Pero ¿cuál
sí
es
es
la
usada
fruta?
para algunos.
La fruta, el saco.
Sí, los frutos pequeñitos.
Esa es la fruta.
No, esos son los semilleros.
Can you speak English so we can all understand?
La fruta aquí no está. Pero sí, la frutita que estos van a tener en un futuro es la parte que más contiene y es la que puede causar adicción. La semilla tiene una cantidad tan baja que solamente para los animales, para los humanos no funciona.
Got the dopamine inside of it.
Huge, like propelling equipment for that one, dear.
Now you can imagine how pure is actually this air. With those really big lichens, with those really big ball of moss. By the way, chicos, just to tell you something. I know in some areas people say if you get lost, follow the moss. Never do that up here. You're gonna get lost for sure. The moss is completely covering everything. So here, never follow the moss.
North side or south side?
For the usual north side, that's what I hear. Like the moss grows at the north. But I don't really know if that's actually here doesn't work. So I don't know if that's actually a fact. Because again, for us at least, doesn't work. So I never hear that. I actually hear it when I start working in this. People tells me. So I tried to do a little bit about that. But so what we do if we get lost on the forest, following like the water, following rivers. We follow down the river, so that's gonna get you to the coast. To the coast. if you don't get any roots or any sapote. Remember the fruit I showed you earlier?
Okay.
Yeah, that's sapote.
Oh, really?
Sapote or chico, whatever of those names actually works.
Oh, okay.
What?
That one and also that one ahead on the left side, that's also another sapote.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's the one that he was showing us. Pero esta no es la de dopamine.
No, ese es el zapote de altura. This zapote, well, actually it's called highland zapote because no, it's not exactly the same one you get in lowlands, but the fruit is actually the same. It's has a really sweet taste. It's so exactly the same. The only difference is it's how they look like. Sí, el otro es más como cafecito, ¿verdad? Más cafecito.
Yeah, it's too sweet to eat. Right.
Solamente los gatos tienen, entonces uno usualmente no los ve hasta que alguien le dice, bueno, ahora no voy a poder para todo. There is a lot of zapotes. Now you can see actually when they are ripe, they're gonna be looking a little kind of white, gray color. So that's actually the color they get when they are almost ripe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this one is not ripe yet because haven't fall. They fall, and when they fall, they will start making softer. So that's the way to actually be knowing those are edible. Once again, as an interesting fact, there are a lot of animals which actually eat them. Included that spiders, monkeys, agoutis. For the usual, the rodents prefer to eat it when they are not ripe. You know, they don't have problems with the bathroom.
Yeah.
They can do it everywhere.
Right.
Humans doesn't have, is not the best idea for us. And actually the sap, as you saw it, is really sticky. Really long time ago, path on the, really long on the path, was used as a bubble gum.
Oh, really?
They get the fruit, they get the sap, and it's really chewy. So they use it as a bubble gum. As you can imagine, doesn't have the best taste, so I don't recommend it. And we have to be back. Just one last So let's keep going. It's now 3 p.m. So I already finished my work.
Touching my balance here, I'm good.
Flowers, maybe a fruit.
Jump.
Walking through those bridges feels like you took a little shot of tequila. In exactly South America, I don't know exactly which country, it's used for indigenous. But once again, the species we have in here is completely different than the ones they have there. And the ones they have there, actually they use the root to actually help those indigenous with Parkinson to relax them. But the amount of or the amounts of the dopamine is different in here than the plant they have there. So it's better not to try.
You hear about how many great medicines it produced.
Oh yeah, we actually have some fungus like monster, which grows in this area, which I have here. One client told me it's being used for health, as a medicine for cancer. Being honest, I'm not very knowledgeable about it. It's mostly because mostly of the amount of moisture we have in this area. There is a couple edible, but mostly of them are the magic mushrooms or toxic mushrooms. They have a really big amount. So, yeah, the people doesn't want to actually get this in the restaurant. They'll tell you always never go. So that's why
So it comes back this way, right?
I actually got them to this.
Excuse us. Oh, sorry.
But actually, we're not. You don't get. We don't get too much about that. Costa Rica is not so. That's a grass family.
It's just a grass?
It's a grass.
Oh. Okay. Ah, she's back again.
Female.
Ah, gracias.
That's a really